happening with you, Oldfield? Does Oldfield think more with a heart, no brain? Or yeah,
Um, to be honest, I don't think I don't know if heart's the right word for it. She just does, regardless of feeling. She's just like automatic. So I wouldn't say either. Maybe more heart when it comes to her friends, but she lives by chaos, for chaos.
sounds like Svenja was right on the money then. So, what about Carmilla? She's also had some moments.
Hmm. The things most with her brain, though, kill her rabbit. Then it switches to the heart. Bye.
How about Svenja?
I think she's mostly pretty analytical, so pretty logical using the brain and things like that, except when it comes to interesting stories and nice artifacts and powerful magic. So those kind of things, that's her weak spot. So that overwhelms her ability to think through shit. So let's run into the cave. It will be fun. Yeah, maybe let's think about there's a nice new magic item in the cave. Okay, let's go.
And Yormund?
Um, I feel like it's an important distinction to make. Yorman thinks with his brain, but his brain is also the one that's going do that really cool thing. Yeah, you'll break something, you'll break your leg, but do it. It'd be cool.
No one had. No one said your brain has to think well. It's just how are you going about it?
He thinks with his brain, but he's not intelligent.
Fair enough. How about Boom?
Yeah, probably brain, but cooking is not done with the brain; it's with the heart. So it depends.
Yeah, that's too true. And Ursula, and after your answer, could you give us the recap last week? Because I think we're relying on yours this week.
Cool. Yeah, so it's not stupid, but definitely hard. She wants to do whatever makes her feel cool and heroic, and not terribly concerned with that she might not actually, that she might fail. So yeah, for the recap, after defeating the Decapus, we took the last few inhabitants of the treehouse to the tavern where Mimir, which, um, but Mimir gave us a few magic items, the most important of those being that crystal that lets us instantly travel between any trees born of Yggdrasil, so long as we know the rune sign to connect to it. When we get back to Brodovik, Magnus and his buddies are all back with a new guy called Ehrenmund and a half-lizard folk prisoner called Icarus. It turns out that the reason the lizard folk were encroaching on our hunting grounds was because three huge dragons were demanding food from them and they couldn't possibly gather enough in their own territory. This puts all of us in a difficult situation as the lizard folk can't simply refuse the dragons and we can't simply drive off the lizard folk as the dragons would only come after us next. During the downtime, a few of us practice with seals, and seems Aaron doesn't isn't too keen on me and Carmilla, calling us fanged beasts, horned beasts, and fanged fiends. Gorm's been building a longboat. Mikhail and Yorman made themselves some armor, and Carmilla made an offering to Skady. Gorm also went and made an offering to Odin, um, or to the seas, to something anyway. He received a vision that the um, Aelson Risen is going to come at some point with a huge fleet and attack Brodavik, but Gorm is chosen for something. And I think that's about it.
Yeah, that pretty much catches us up. And inspiration, because your note taking is insane. I don't know how you are keeping track of all that.
Thanks. Also, there were a couple more things I wanted to do during the downtime. You said to remind about.
Yeah, so where we are going to pick things up now, I think one thing, Oldfield, Camilla, while she was out in the woods, could see you fighting a bear. Um, other than that, that was the only thing that's sort of where we explained that you were.
Good vibes, Yeah, find some bears.
It's probably the same bear. You can look in your quest log. There's also your personal quest is in there as well. If you want to look into that. So if you go to the journals tab on the right in Foundry, there is a quest log. There might be another shortcut. I'm not sure what you guys see from the side. You might have something in the left-hand menu, just in the little like bookmark sort of symbol.
Sagas? Question mark? No.
So right at the bottom of that menu, you should see a button that says quest log.
Got it.
And then if you go to available quests, you'll see like everyone's had one that is sort of for them specifically. You can press the play button to accept that, or just open it up to read what it says. But as we rejoin you all now, you are back in Brodavik. It is now the middle of winter. You've been here for about 40 days, and it is up to you what you guys want to do next. As I unpause the game, we'll go to you as you are all currently gathered around Sky Tree, and let me know what you want to do.
So the downtime stuff.
Yeah, you're still here in Brodavik. I mean, you're still technically at home. You can do any of that stuff while you're here.
There was a troglodyte hide I had that I wanted to make into a camo blanket or something.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought we actually did roll for that. So, you would be able to do that fairly easily. Let me just. I'll look that up. But I think that'll probably be a crafting check. But I'll look that up again now. Was that the only downtime?
There was also that rock that Ulfield broke open that looked unusual inside, and we thought that Nilmir might know why that is. Also, I wanted to buy a staff, another arcane focus, and I actually designed how I wanted it to look.
Okay, so you'll be heading to the market to speak with Neilmere and try and buy a staff, but for troglodyte hide, you can. Yeah, you won't actually need to even make a roll. We can just assume that over 2 hours you are able to do that because it's basically just cleaning the hide. You have already harvested it, so yeah, you sort of patch together a few pieces of this the skin under certain lights. Will have this camouflage blanket. You've got the troglodyte hide in your inventory, right?
Yes.
cool. Yeah, you can pull the item if you want to use it.
Yeah, I think Svenja would like to do the same thing.
Yeah, you can. I mean, that item is basically, you guys have basically already made it. Just reading it again, the hide is what is used as that blanket. So just basic cleaning and things like that,
Yeah.
so that it doesn't smell too bad.
Yeah. So I think when she's busy weaving or not messing around or learning shield fighting, Svenja would be trying to compose some sort of poem or a story or a song or something about the adventure, but I have the sense that she's struggling a wee bit with it. But she will be trying to do the song about the Treehouse of Horrors.
Okay, yeah, I'll say you can make a performance check as like a crafting check, to try and write this song.
Let's see. Okay, let's roll this thing. No.
And then Ursula,
19.
you said you were going to the market, so if anyone else wants to go to the market, we'll probably be heading there soon. But with the 19, it takes you some time over the time that you're here, but you've got a full song written. You imagine that this is at least worth something that is at least as good as the one you told about the troll. I feel like you're getting better. It's slowly but surely.
Okay. She will pick an evening where there's lots of drunk people to perform it first and see if they enjoy it, and then do it when people are sober with more judgment. Ursula, if you want me to come with you to the market to help you negotiate, I'm entirely happy to do that.
Sort of anything to negotiate. Just figured spend the normal 5 gold for the staff.
Sorry, you broke up there for me. Say again.
I'm not sure there's anything to negotiate. I just spend the normal 5 gold for the staff.
Well, assuming you can find the item, what are you trying to buy? Well, we'll get to that when you get to the market. As you can see, the market is bustling and quite busy today. Is anyone joining them in the market?
Not.
Oh,
No.
You can just move your tokens to represent where you are, but as as you approach the market, you can see there are two girls standing outside. The one who you know, she's the healer's assistant, and you've seen quite a bit of her recently. Otherwise, the Svenja doing some parkour over the river. As yeah,
Yeah.
you can see there are a couple of people here in the market busy at work. Who would you like to try and buy from? You said you're looking for a staff.
Yeah, actually did design a staff, but I don't know if I'll like not be able to find that, or if we can just say sir, or find whatever, since it's just mechanically the same.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just something flavor-wise that you like, this is what you want it to look like, then you might be able to just buy that. But if it's something Ursula is getting custom made, then you might want to speak to possibly Freya, who's a little bit further up the road. She's the carpenter.
It'd just be a normal staff, just flavor wise different is all.
Okay, yeah, then I mean, is it something that she's buying? What is the item? Just a wooden staff?
A spellcasting focus staff.
Is it just item, just staff? Like,
It's an arcane focus, which is just called a staff.
Okay, that you would easily be able to find here. Yeah. Um, you would also be able to just sort of harvest your own. I think of that kind of thing. But yeah, you would see that they've got a number of different kinds of wood that have come in. Also, some of the things that came from Mimir that came for the blacksmith. There are a couple of poles here that we used. So you see that you recognize some of this as being nice, high quality wood for regular prices. And
I was thinking it
what
would be
does
metal, actually.
well, why don't you describe what you're looking for, and then we can you you clearly know what that is. Have you sent it somewhere?
Yeah, I sent it in the Discord, but I can describe it too. So it's a silver staff, not like the metal silver necessarily, but silver in color. And at the top, it widens and has a sort of lumpy cloud-like appearance. Down from the cloud at the top are free lightning bolts in black metal spiraling down the sides, and on the top of the cloud, it's kind of flat with a Triskel, and in the center of the Triskel, a hexagonal pale yellow crystal.
Yeah. Okay. And that's how much?
5 gold is the cost for its staff in the player's handbook.
Whatever. And if you had this customized stuff for 5 gold, uh, who else is doing something in the market?
I guess window shopping is nothing specifically that Svenja wants to buy. Um,
Apparently, you can just make shit up. So you'll see there is a brewer here. There is the local tavern keep. They seem to have put in some new barrels of mead. Algan, Yorman's father has usually got your basic supplies, but yeah, other than that, this is just a dealer market.
I mean, what she, if we sort of zoom out a little bit out of that for downtime, what she would be willing to do is offer to Gorm's mother to clean the house for a week in exchange for a healing potion. Not Gorm's bedroom, though. Gorm can do that himself.
It's a part of the house. You gotta clean it.
In exchange for, sorry, Gorm's mother.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's the healer, yes. Am I confused?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she doesn't have 50 gold for a healing potion, but she wants one. So she will trade housekeeping for healing potion. Or maybe, maybe she can weave something nice that Gorm's mother wants. A nice blanket or a new, I don't know what, a new cloak, lined cloak or something like that.
Yeah, all right. I'll say you can give me a persuasion check to try and trade with her with something that you've made. You were doing some tailoring during the downtime.
Ooh, 26.
Nice.
Yeah, she seems happy to do that. In fact, she says if you're willing to do that, if you guys are going out again, um, she'll give you a pack of 7, and she'll give you a healing potion for each of you in exchange. They seem to brew them there herself, so it doesn't seem like a huge expense, but these are just regular healing potions.
Fabulous.
So Are you going to hang on to all of them?
No, I will give everyone one each to sort of carry on their own. You know, simply that if I pass out, there's no point in me passing out all the healing potions on me.
Also, everyone can add one healing potion to your equipment list.
And yeah, so she's after 40 days of being cooped up in the town. You know, she's the wanderlust is getting to her. So she would, hey, let's go and look at this thing that the Jarl has said about the Draugr at the graveyard. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. But you know, essentially she's game for anything.
I would agree with the Draugr, but I'm going to the Jarl first.
Oh, sorry. Draugr was from Bram Gaukson. The Jarl was the dwarf, right? And the King.
No, the Jarl's not a dwarf. Is there's Jarl Niklas he's your Jarl, but the one that has been giving the information about the undead is one of the town guards. He's standing near the longhouse as well. He's guarding the bridge.
So I will. I'm not. I want to hear what the rest of you say because I will dominate control and goal setting if I don't get reined in as a player, not as a character. So happy to go after the Goliath as well. I think in the chat that there was a appetite for that as well.
I think the Draugr are closer, so we don't have to venture too much in this weather, and they're closer to town, so they are more danger to us.
Yeah, the Draugr sounds good too.
I'm down for it. Either or.
You mentioned of some.
I think that would probably be my top pick, but the Draugr and Goliath also sound good.
I don't see it. Handle all three. All knows. Maybe run across them way to the graveyard.
Hmm.
Would you like me to move you guys over to the area map so you can try and actually map out an expedition?
I still want to throw the rock to Nilmir though.
Okay, well, there's multiple conversations happening at the moment, so they're busy trying to plan as you. I mean, everyone's chatting while you're standing in the market.
No, I'm going to the
Is-
Jarl.
Awful's punching trees. Got a wall kind of vibe.
You see two people standing there watching you, fulfilled and sort of like nodding to each other, like, wonder if that will actually work. I don't think so, but
He flexes.
you've definitely created a nice patch of park that is missing here as you overhear Gorm speaking with Jarl. What are you doing?
I'll just walk up to him and say, my Jarl, and I'll bow. Something of great importance, I tell you.
Oh, you want to come speak inside?
Very well.
You'll lead you back into the longhouse where it is nice and warm, and go take a seat as he seems quite quite happy. He doesn't seem worried about anything. He sits intently listening to what news you have to share.
Not long ago, I went close to the ocean to make a sacrifice to Aegir and Odin to get some answers to questions. In return, I got a vision. In the vision, I saw Elson with a giant fleet heading here to Broadwick. Broadwick.
You hear the Jarl's wife going, "Oh, wonderful! Now we've got another seer, just like his mother." And he holds up a hand. He says, "Wait, Elson, what? That is impossible. Elson is dead. He would not dare to haunt our shores. It is ridiculous."
All I know is that I don't have a specific time, but when a thunderstorm hits the area, it will be the time when he arrives with a fleet bigger than anyone has ever seen.
He leans back in his throne and sort of thinks for a second. I can't imagine how he would manage such a thing. I've heard of dead men assembling fleets, but thank you. We will careful of this and heed God's warning. You said a storm. Was it a snowstorm or thunderstorm?
Thunder. Thunderstorm.
And have you spoken with anyone else about what this could mean? Perhaps speaking with the actual seer would be good.
Didn't get the chance yet, but it's what I intend to do.
Are you guys getting involved there, Svenja and Pamela? You've walked.
Yeah, I think if Gorm told us he's going and we could have gone with him, so Svenja just be listening to that.
I mean, they're just standing openly in the longhouse discussing
Okay.
this. Probably a few extra, like most of the towns in here at the moment. But Gorm, you can put yourself inside there, wherever you guys want to be standing. But yeah, he seems to be taking the warning seriously, though his wife doesn't seem too fussed about it. And yeah, he will agree to prepare the storms. When he asks about thunderstorms, he will mention that there will probably not be thunderstorms until the summer, or at least the spring. So we should have the rest of winter to prepare.
All right.
So, would Svenja would mention here that one of the guards had spoken about some Draugr in the graveyard, which we were going to go and look out for. But she's curious about why the Jarl says that dead men don't raise fleets. So, what does he know about Elson and his death that would be interesting for us to sort of consider, or just interesting stories?
All I know is that he was Jarl of Flostervik, the last, which is across the bay from Braudavik, and he is under some kind of a curse that his body is able to walk on land when there is a full moon, but other than that, it is more of a legend than anything. The people of Nionem, it is possible that they could want to attack us, but they do not have the numbers to create a fleet like Tom is explaining here. Bigger than anyone's ever seen, I don't think it is possible. Skakotoka even trades with us sometimes. There is no reason they would raid so close to their own home. And if they did, then they would have to go up against us. That would not go well.
Maybe he's not bringing those people to fight with him, to raid with him. If the legend is true and he can walk on land full moon, maybe he's bringing other undead.
Possible. Perhaps it actually has something to do with Saga that have been roaming outside of town. I would suggest looking into that and seeing what you can find. If there are necromancers about, or if this is Ailson's doing, then we should not meet it unprepared.
Okay. So can Svenja do an insight check there? So she's thinking there's only two reasons to raid another settlement. One, they have something you want, and she's not sure if Bradovic has enough wealth and riches to be worth raiding yet. Or two, revenge. So she wants to make some sort of insight check to see if there's something that the Jarl is not telling.
You can either make an insight to do that, to see what he's not telling, or history to see what information you already know, because you would be familiar with Nionim and so your neighboring towns. And
Okay, so let me do rather the history. That's going to go better probably. 19.
so yeah, your logic is sound there that you're not sure what Bradovic might have that they want, but you know that Nionim is much worse off than Alsvarta. That west is like ravaged by cold. Most of Nionim is tundras and mountains, where you have got quite like lush forests and things around you. So you do actually have more natural resources than they probably do on the other side of the bay. But historically, there are no major sort of grudges between the Jarls or anything like that. You're not sure why they would send, like, you would have sort of pissed off Nionem. The only person that seems to have drawn any ire from them seems to have been Gorm, and that's like they keep talking about being chosen, and like, yeah, from what Gorm said, it seemed that Ailson was angry about him being chosen after you guys fell in the river. So that's the only real thing you can tell as to why they would be angry. And other than that, your resources might just be the natural resource.
Ah, okay. So Gorm didn't tell about the vision in the river, and he's the chosen. So she's not going to tell it, but she's so making a note, filing a note in the back of her head that it might actually be against Gorm, not Bradovic. That this.
Oh, sorry, I thought we did share that. My bad.
Oh, okay.
I told them, I didn't tell the Jarl about the whatever I saw in the river. I did tell the rest of the group.
Okay, so you do know that. So yeah, he told you guys. It just hasn't come up yet.
Sweet. That's for me. Thanks.
But you said that Elson dead. Dead, supposed to. Helheim or Valhalla? Not
Usually, yes, that's what we hope for. But there are other places for the dead to go. Only those who die with honor in battle that go to Valhalla, and not every evil soul is damned to Helheim. Some, if they require or they want enough vengeance, some will stay here. There are creatures that even want that believes that Valhalla is what we, that Valhalla is worse than Helheim, and that want to save their fellow man from going there. But those Draugrs are usually driven mad by passage into death and should be put down before they become dangerous.
Go deal with them before.
Guess we can start setting up an expedition.
Yep.
Okay. So as you guys start setting that up, we go back to Ursula for a moment, back in the market, as you've just bought your stuff and gone to your mother where uh, she's selling a bunch of rune stones and things, and she will greet you with a smile, looking happy to see you.
It's like, hey, um, oh, when we were near the wooden bridge, Oldfield decided to smash open some rocks, being herself, and it was rather interesting. The inside of the rocks don't look like normal. Do you know what might cause them to look like this?
She will look over it carefully, and I'm gonna give her a roll actually. Let's see. Oh shit. Okay. She knows her rocks. She goes, she picks it up, and then she looks quite excited actually as she says, "Oh, this is not something that we usually find near town. You can usually only get these." You said wooden bridge.
Yeah,
Oh, ah, we should probably show this to the Jarl. This is an infection in the rock. This happens when, well, I don't know what exactly could have caused it, but often when there is a battle or something like that, the stones can get infected with this. Some believe it is the souls of the dead that have been drawn into the stone. I can't imagine there have been any great battles just outside of town.
well,
You
unless you
did.
count us killing a bunch of troglodytes around there.
I don't know if it would have happened that quickly. How long after the fight did you pick the stone?
Oh, less than 10 minutes.
Then it is probably from before. There could have been something else, perhaps something buried under the snow. There are old ruins out there, I suppose.
I see. Perhaps we'll go investigate those ruins at some point.
Give it a look, and I will show this to the Jarl later, but leave it with me. I may be able to actually refine this into something.
Oh,
Oh, and speaking of which, I made you something. Um, and she's going to go behind the table, like stall, and she will pull out a small carved hammer on the end of a necklace, a little like Mjolnir necklace, and she'll say, "I thought perhaps this could help you with your training. I heard from Ingrid that you've been working on your thunder skill?
I have.
Well, yeah, I think these have worked. I worked with uh, Sven to add metal trimmings and things. I think ask your friends if they want any. We can create some for them as well. But should stay on you at all times, and she's going to try and put it like over your horns. Kind of awkward to get a necklace on.
I'll
Like, I
bend
wish
down and help
clasps
her
had been
a bit.
invented.
Well, thank you, and I'll be sure to tell them. I give her a kiss on the forehead.
All right, yeah, and you can add. Well, I will put it on your character sheet.
So
Okay,
you
yeah,
can
you get a
assume it's
Mjolnir necklace, which is a common item in Mordia,
cool.
like the ones people wear in real life.
And everyone else can assume I told them this at some point, I guess.
Where is the to-do list thing? How do I get it back?
Fifth tab.
Yep.
Okay, I will be right back, but I'm going to move you over to the area map so you can start looking.
Hmm. Oh, crap.
Sorry. So, you guys have now. You should be able to see the area map, and I will give you some tokens to put down where you want to set up waypoints or destination markers. Obviously, the graveyard's quite a close. It's like a really close site. So, if you would like to actually plan an expedition, would be the time.
I think that would be good, since that would also take us near the wooden bridge and whatever ruins are around there too.
Yep. Oh, sorry. The one question I do want to ask the owl around this dwarven king is where have they heard of murders? And so the objective here is to almost kind of plot a map and see if he's traveling in a certain direction or whether he's in a Quantico profiler style, trying to work out from what we know where he had killed elves and humans, where his hunting grounds are. Was it just random?
Well,
I mean, we don't have to do
he said all across Mordia, so it seems like it could be anywhere in Mordia. But the fact that news has reached you, he would be worried about the elven communities nearby, and Revna, Ulfield's mother, would, that's she would sort of be part of that. She would be the one amassing the rumors. So your sort of Fey communities, your elven communities are most likely the ones in danger, and you know that like the tree houses that you were at, there were a couple of elves there. The elves are more to the northwest. There are a few little pockets and tribes and things. So your best bet would probably be northwest, but it could be anywhere. Bounties are something that could go up anywhere. You've got to do your investigations. I've given you the information you'll be able to get from the townspeople already.
Okay.
Other than like, I mean, if you want to go and speak to them specifically and ask for more information, you obviously can. But I just mean, like, you've got basic. They don't know where the people are either. They might know which direction they ran off in or something, but that's up to you to investigate.
Yeah, but not now, I think. Let's go with the graveyard and the ruins.
You can well, you can also just make an investigation check. You don't have to like question every witness and things like that. We can do it over a longer period of time and see if you get any clues, basically.
No, sorry, wrong button. There we go. Okay, but I don't want to distract from the let's go to the graveyard part of this. Crappy roll. Not too bad. 19.
So many 19s tonight. Yeah, so you'd know that from the time you spent in the tree houses in the observatory, you would have actually heard yourself a few rumors from the elves that live there, saying that they are worried about the old uh, dwarven door. Some of them are saying that they saw it open, and that is to the north, quite far out of town. There is the old dwarven door, which is apparently like an old entrance to an old elven or dwarven fortress or something like that. No one actually knows. It's been sealed for a long time, but there are rumors amongst the elves that someone opened it, and they worried that it was the Underhill King.
Okay, cool. I'm happy to go with that rumor for now. Graveyard first.
Okay, are we seriously doing a whole expedition just halfway, half as far as the last one you did?
Okay, pushers. Where is the graveyard? Is so. Hang on. Anybody else still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there? So what? Wait, hold on. So we're doing. Is the sorry? I was talking to my husband for a little bit. So we're going to the graveyard. That I'm guessing that's the Droggers, right? The rumored were there. Is that? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, do we have rumors pertaining to any of our other things in nearby areas potentially?
Yeah, so that stone that Gorm found says there may be. Was it here at the wooden bridge where the stone is? So there might be some old ruins around here somewhere that we can go and kind of investigate.
There's 1, 2. I mean, we could have like. Well, it depends how big the 2 is, right? With the ruins, because that might lead us into some other place. But so we could do those 2.
Yep.
Well, I will say you've already seen the ruins that I was mentioning. That's where you fought the troglodytes. They were in some old
Right.
broken buildings. It wasn't like ancient ruins or something. It was just like an old hut near the grave mound. In mind,
That-
these are not like a Christian graveyard. These are a Viking graveyard. So there's uh, that's where those troglodytes seem to come from when you fought them. So those are pretty close together. But yeah, the rest of all the rest of the rumors are going to lead you way further outside of town. Like you'll need to do an actual expedition. That the Draugr seem to be like just oh shit, something at the door. We should probably not let it get in.
That means it. Sorry, go Abby.
I was just thinking. This is just me out of curiosity. I'm not suggesting we do this. I was just curious. Where is the bear? Where's that motherfucking bear you keep fighting? Because apparently I'm not winning. Where is it? So is it close or is it far?
I'll say you can give me either a survival history or a animal handling check.
Okay.
Remember
let's
where
see.
this bear was last, because the last fight you had, you both seemed to get away alive, but adding another scar.
Well, that's a 11.
Okay, you remember it's somewhere up in the bushes, like up in the forests, where you can see now on the map.
Ah, I see
the
bears.
fields. That it's vague. It's in that forest somewhere. That's where you fought it last.
Okay. I suggest if we have time and we want to, we could kill a bear. I really want to kill a bear, but we can also, if anyone wants to do, I remember someone was saying something else, because we said ruins and thing. If anyone else wants to do another quest, I just fancy, I'm a barbarian, I like killing bears. So.
Yeah. I mean, so it feels to me like there's an expedition that goes up north. It goes to the, where were the lizard folk? They were at the hunting cabin, right?
No, the lizard folk. They, you know that the rest of them, that Magnus and them fought them at the bandit hideout, which is down south, and you know that there is a lizard folk village all the way back southeast. So you know that the lizard folk, the problem was that they are pushing their hunting territories, and they seem to be pushing from that direction closer and closer. But they could be anyway. I mean, it was their hunting grounds that they're expanding. They're starting to eat into yours.
Okay, so that feels to me like one here at the Wooden Bridge graveyard. And then let's go and talk to the Lizard King at the bandit hideout. Shit. Tongue not working well. Then we can, I don't know, travel kind of up northish. So that dwarven door to the north, and the bear to the north. Oh, actually, how do we do this? We go up to find Ulfield's bear. Then we go south to the graveyard, and then we go and talk to the Lizard King. Proposal.
Wouldn't the lizard king be in the village? Not they were in the hideout. That's where they found the lizards, the lizard folk. But the king would probably be in the village.
I think the half breed is in the village that they captured, but that wasn't the king itself.
I mean the lizard folk village, the southeastern part of the map. That's where he would be.
Could be. I don't have that on my map, or I'm just not seeing it.
With the scale where it says 0, 4, 8, 12, like between the 12 and the 16.
Oh, right.
It was deep.
Yeah, DM, where is this here on the map? Do I know? You said it's north. Oh, okay. That's also, yeah.
Oh. I mean, for what it's worth, I think a trip back around to the Woodland Guardian meditation circle after we deal with the Draugrs could work.
What I'm gonna do is give you some waypoints and a destination marker, because last time you did quite a short journey, so you didn't have to put down any waypoints. But what you could do is have, like, you could go back to town just as a waypoint and just like rest there for a day before you continue. Like, you don't have to. This doesn't have to all be explore as much as you can before you get back to town. It's just not if you're going, if your only destination is like the graveyard, which is really close by, then it's going to be a quick expedition. That won't be enough to get a level up for sure. But if you want to use town as a waypoint, you absolutely can. That's what these landmarks, all the little markings there, those are not necessarily destination points. Those are just landmarks that you can use for navigating. So you can say like, okay, we're going to go past, like if you want to go north, we'll go past the hunting cabin to the ruined tower, and then like maybe across to the dancing grove. That's just plotting a route like that. You know what I mean? You can assume that where you put a waypoint down, you'd rest for about a day. So that's only on a longer trip. Currently, it is the middle of winter, so we'll be trudging through snow, but it'll be slow going.
Quick question. I know I haven't caught up with everything yet, but because I need to actually watch things. But that tree thing, we got that tree teleporty thing. So how do you? This is just like so it's through the I can't pronounce things. Very sorry. Yggdrasil tree. Stuff. How do we know if a tree is one of those? Does that make sense? I don't know
A
if that
will
makes sense.
tree.
Yes.
Yeah, so they found that there was in the tree, and was like a runic, almost like a key, sort of like a small imprint of a symbol that was in ironwood. So it looks like a metallic kind of wood on the tree. This sort of grey wood that is in a certain shape. The key that you got, if you put that into the tree, it should work. So these trees are usually, it's pretty easy to tell like they are a holy tree. These are born from the seeds of Yggdrasil, so they usually grow really big. And like the one in your town, they call the sky tree because they believe it'll grow all the way up into the heavens.
Okay, that makes sense. I was just curious. That was not really related to anything. I was just thank you.
You do have a fast travel point to the tree houses, so you can, if you want to, on that distance, you could do an like instant jump there. I suppose that could be useful as well.
You can always just go to the graveyard and back, and then go on a major like expedition from the village itself.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. To do a short one there, then do a bigger one.
That sounds
But
fun.
you can also start with like teleport to the tree houses, then go to then down to the graveyard and the other place.
I will say, if everyone
Yeah.
wants to do a big thing first, there's no rush for the bear. I was just using my barbarian brain to be like, oh, fight things. So
To be entirely honest, I just want to go I just want to travel a long distance. Like, just pick a line straight out and go.
Yeah, the problem is it's not the weather to do it.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that?
Also, remember when summer comes and you've built a ship, this map is going to be much easier to get across because you can use the rivers. The, like the moment on foot and trudging through the snow, that is meant to be part of it. Like you're going to feel the winter. Don't wait until summer to do everything. This map that we're looking at now, bear in mind, is a very small portion of the overall map. So walking from one side of the map to the other, that's like now level 1 to 5 kind of stuff. After that, you're going to have a much bigger distance to travel. So you can easily cover this ground without spending like weeks and weeks out there.
Yeah. So this is the DM that's complaining about us only wanting to walk all day to the graveyard.
But I'm just trying to give you an idea of scale. Like the graveyard is really close. That's why I'm saying like that's not going to take you long to get there at all. But it's not, like this is not a massive map. This that's all I'm getting
Okay.
at. Is that like
Yeah.
it's not going to be much of an expedition.
So where would we be? Where was the Goliath? Where did he kill this girl's brother? Do we have any info from her on that? Because
Give me
I'm
the
all for.
investigation.
Okay, we'll do. I'm all for cleaning up the local neighborhood a little bit, make investigation.
I'm not trying to dissuade you from going after the Draugr. I just want to know if you want to plan out the whole expedition now. I feel like this is the time because we're not like the session's not going to last that much longer. We're not going to get into any combat or anything tonight. But
Yeah.
if we plan an expedition and say that you're doing the first part just going to the Draugr, then you'll come back to town and then you're going to go in a direction, then I can actually plan for next session and I know where you guys are going. That's kind of the idea behind planning these expeditions
Yeah.
is also that I know what to plan and we can have an open world.
That
If
makes
I
sense.
if I can just put a straightforward suggestion, here we go to Jotun's Crossing at the very top left.
That's actually not a bad idea. Maybe find the Goliath there. Really not a bad idea.
Also,
With
kind of
the
want to be the
16,
hangman.
sorry, just for because this is what you were discussing at the moment. You guys do know the story of oh, you're just measuring. Like, how are you picking up the decibels? The the story of Jotun's Crossing. You know that there is apparently a frost giant there that helped pick up ships and carry them across from one river to the other. That's the main route to get to the capital. Um, so yeah, you're right. The possibly looking for Goliath there is possibly a good bet. You know that there is at least one frost giant there, though it is enslaved. So, Fenya, with your 16, you would, after asking around a bit, you would speak to these two dwarves that live in town, these dwarven miners, who you probably also asked if they knew anything about the Underhill King, which they didn't, but they would tell you that they have seen uh, some wild half Jotuns that have been um, around the mines recently. They managed to narrowly avoid them the other day, but they saw multiple Goliaths walking around up near the old collapsed mine shaft. That's the only yeah, half Jotun and a Goliath in this game are the same thing, and they say that they have seen a band of them.
Okay, so where are the old mines? Near the old dwarven door. So I suck at maps.
No,
Yeah.
the right go east
Oh,
from
collapsed
the
mine
city.
shaft.
Yeah.
So there's your journey. You'll go down to speak to the Lizard King, go up to the mine shaft, or yeah, travel all the way up north to the old dwarven door. Or we
I
can
was
sort of spiral out. Do graveyard bear, spiral, further and further.
that's also what I was thinking, because if we could also do, because I know we want to do like a fairly lengthy expedition, but I think obviously we're going to need to prep for that. So I'm thinking we could do down to the wooden bridge in the graveyard, up, and then up again to the thing. Maybe then back down to thingy, to just if we need supplies, we could do a big spiral. But I'm just thinking, um, if it comes to if there's any like fights on the way, or if any of us get hit, we could always like come back, resupply, and thing. Just depending on, obviously, it depends on what happens while we're out and about.
Okay, sounds good. Like that.
Be
Right.
up to the top thing, yeah.
I don't know how
That-
to
Yeah.
make it under
So
control.
graveyard
guys
bear
move
Aurora.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain the
Never
rules.
mind. I think I put the permissions off so you don't accidentally move them. Okay, so sorry, so you're going where to where to where to where? I put a waypoint on the graveyard, so that's your first
There you are.
destination.
Up north for the
next.
bear.
You're going straight from there, or are you going through town?
Yeah, we'll see. Don't know if we need to.
We can go straight from the graveyard. That'll be
That's what I
fine.
was thinking. And then we could go up even further to that other. What was the other thing people wanted to do up north?
The dwarven door.
That
Oh, yeah.
dwarven door up there.
We could go up there and then maybe back to town and then go south. Then we
Yeah.
have a little stop in between everything we want to do.
I'd say once we come back from going further up north to the top, we can probably call that expedition there and then plan the next one when we come back. That's long enough to call its own.
Or we
Yeah.
can go to
Yeah.
the seer.
Next time.
No, it's fine. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's look. Oh, okay, someone is.
That's.
Yeah, we can go from the door to the treehouse and then.
Can
fast
I also
travel.
say, since we're going to be taking the wooden bridge by the graveyard anyway, can we have a look at the portal? Because that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's on the way, isn't it? So that'd be
Yeah.
another like stoppy point.
Yes, so these waypoints are going to be rest points. So you can, I mean, that's sort of between the two. If you just you go over the bridge on your way to the bay, you'll be able to go through the portal. Yeah, like that. But in, okay, so you've got two major points that you'll probably hit before you go to
Where's the
Old
drawing
Dwarven
tool?
Door. Is there somewhere you'd like to? Would you like to try and plan a rest between the waypoint at the bear and the final destination, or are you confident in just making that track?
There's an obelisk kind of rest point we could stop at. It's like directly through our path as well.
There's a river there,
I'm gonna
though.
go a bit more further ahead. So
Yeah,
like
I'd
in the
rather.
center.
Yeah,
Yeah, somewhere in the
Okay.
middle.
I don't feel like a marked spot is the best for getting a rest.
Chaos.
No, we're gonna be woken up by fucking travelers or cultists.
Yeah, let's not die on all our adventures.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
the way from the dwarven door, should we go to the treehouse instead of straight to Brodvik?
Well,
We can just.
would like to look at that Sylvan
Teleport.
Temple.
Mm. It's not a huge problem. It's fine. It's fine as is.
What's a bothy?
Yeah.
Jinx.
Huh?
Bothy?
Oh.
Like a house, like a hut, I think.
Okay.
Oh, we might make a friend.
If it is a house that walks on chicken legs, not one of my friends.
Monster house. Oh god.
No, that's Baba Yaga's house.
Yeah,
Oh,
Baba
I didn't
Yaga,
think-
a
It's a
Norse
different
thing.
folklore. It's Slavic.
Yeah, damn it. Because I've had Baba Yaga waiting in Kuga for ages, and no one's.
Slavic is it is belonging.
There's always a version of Baba
The only
Yaga.
thing
But
I
also,
know
this is
is-
fantasy. You never know.
Instead of chicken legs, it's I don't know, deer legs.
Boba yoga.
Yes, she's gonna force you all to make yoga.
And give us free drinks.
Yeah, but
Wow, she sounds
but
lovely.
it's only like stuff like called like masked like ginger or something.
Oceans with boba.
Hold on. The path we have marked goes right over the river next to the bear here. I'm not sure we can go there.
Probably frozen.
Ah,
I'm trying to find the drawing tool, mark a different path. I don't see it.
Little
So
pencil under on the far left hand. Managed to go the whole Kiga campaign without anyone drawing anything. Already I've got doodles. Okay, so I mean, a river crossing is obviously a common challenge you're going to run into. You are right. You've gotten across like the hardest part of the river there to cross. Or might have a point, but it might be frozen. But those rivers, you can assume, are generally running. The surfaces might be frozen. They might still be running underneath.
With the tree house, I just noticed like, is that this might just be just because it's like an icon, but it's like the route's like a little bridge over the river, or is it no?
No, we crossed around the moon bridge and then walked up there.
I
Oh,
see. Okay.
the thing you first to is the
Decapus.
Yeah,
Decapus.
that's just
Yeah.
a dead creature. That I'll remove those after a little while. But this is just to show that that was the path. Those were the things you killed along the way.
I see. That makes sense. No mind.
Yeah, I mean there are many ways of getting across a river. That'll I'm sure you guys have got some skills and things that would be able to help you do that. But
Does the
obviously,
market sell?
planning.
Sorry. Does the market sell blow up rafts? Old Viking blow up rafts.
There are only inflatable unicorns in hell, I'm
Oh
afraid.
my god.
Damn.
So
Those are fine. We take those.
yeah, those are for floating down the river Styx. But if you can get your hands on one of those are very rare items. Legendary, perhaps.
In
So
retros. Okay, sorry.
no, sorry.
And how, like, retroactively, if I can, how wide was the? Like, I see the area around the wooden bridge, like the river is pretty wide. Probably as wide as it gets. Do you remember how wide it was?
Yeah, I mean it's the river you fell into. Is that river? It's
Yeah.
not crazy. You were able to swim across at least half of it with relative ease.
Okay, then we'll be fine.
And some of these, you would also know that you even if you can't cross over at this point, you might be able to go a little bit further upriver and find a place where it's shallower or something. There are ways around it. You don't have to stick to the line that you've drawn. If you get to
I
a,
was
a
thinking,
impossible object, you can be like, okay, we have to go around it.
I was thinking maybe from the bear we go to primitive Bothy, then over to the Sylvan Temple, then up to the Dwarven Door, then down to the obelisk, then the tree houses, which takes us back.
That's actually a really good idea because the river looks a bit thinner there. Like a reverse loop.
So then, are you going to get rid of the waypoint in the forest?
That could still come because if we did go up and then to the Dwarven Door and then went down, we could still stop at that waypoint to the treehouse.
Get home from there.
Yeah.
They're just different. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So are you still going? Are you going to go past the primitive Bothy as Ursula was saying? I just line seems to cut it out.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, it's you can obviously make that decision as you're walking as well, but just to know, also so that I can like prepare the maps and whatnot.
Okay, so it's going to be useful for you if I put little arrows on there. I'm hoping. So that's at the moment roughly
Yeah, well,
speaking.
I'll make the treehouse the destination and just put a waypoint at the thing, and then we'll be able.
Okay.
area to the northeast, the mountain, or just less foresty, like a tundra?
The northeast, those are grasslands. It's sort of the plateau. There is a ridge that goes
Okay.
down, like where you can see the rivers going up to. So it's more mountainous as you go, like around the mines and things. That gets pretty steep, and then it flattens out onto grassland as it slopes down to the other side of the coast.
Got it.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on this map. It looks like a lake or something, but that's
No,
the.
it's
I
not
think
a lake.
that's
Okay.
no, it's not. I think it's the ocean on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought that was a volcano.
That would have been cool, but no, I think it's that's at the lowest point. Rivers are running down into it.
I'm wondering if we are on that side, if we shouldn't just do Dancing Grove, Fairy Throne, Hot Springs as a sightseeing kind of trip. How do you feel about that slight little detour? Just a tiny bit extra.
I'm just not
Maybe?
sure how much I'd like to meet.
Fairies.
Yeah.
Dangerous stuff. I mean, what we could do, see what. Maybe that's like we'll see what state we're in, especially if the both these Baba Yaga.
Come on, man. Like, you need a hot spring episode.
That's true. I do love it. Oh, yeah, the beach episode. I'm down. I'm down.
Don't worry about it. We have like 5 sessions in the graveyard. Killing mobs.
Wait,
Fair
so you're
enough.
saying we have five sessions where we are just in the grave?
Yeah, we're killing mobs.
Fairies are
Farming.
demon just without the bread. Don't like them.
Okay,
We
so it might be an option.
Miles to do this.
Fairy Throne, those there might be people who would like us to kill the Underhill King and might be able to give us aid, magic or something like that could help us, or not. But
Don't
So
eat
there's-
their food and don't accept their gift.
Oh, eat their
Should
food
send it
is
to
not
you.
that, man. Like, there is. Oh. Oh, there is.
Okay, looks like we've got a pretty good. Yeah, it went from like, oh, that one's gonna be boring to holy shit. All right, this is gonna be a nice long expedition. Now everything should be much more streamlined for the next one, so it's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
Someone is. Hang on.
so did Vikings use sleigh dogs, or is that Eskimos? Can we be Eskimos and get
You
sleigh
can,
dogs?
you know what? In the new God of War, they ride around sleighs pulled by wolves. You can absolutely figure out a sleigh, but um, there are also the roles that you're going to take, which I think we can. My power's going to go out any minute now. We can decide on those as we wrap up. As you guys know what we did last time. I'm sure you might need some refreshers, but you can see it in the expedition rules. There are also camp actions, so you guys know what you can do on a long rest and whatnot as well. But yeah, you've marked your origin and your destination. You've now split it into the stretches, which are the lines you've drawn between each waypoint. And I will tell you that this is going to be an extreme difficulty because of weather and the length of this. But you guys can handle it. As you now need to determine your roles and yeah, any preparations and whatnot you want to take.
Probably buy some supplies to make food. Maybe do our clothes count as like winter clothing automatically, or do we have to buy those specifically? Because there is an item called winter clothes. I'm pretty sure. Official item.
Yeah, I'd say you could get that. Like you would have a set of winter clothes, all of you. like everyone in Mordia would need that. But you can add that to your character sheet if you want to determine whether or not you're wearing your winter or your summer clothes.
Yeah, I want to make sure it actually exists. I might be lying.
Yeah, I think you are right. I'm not sure if there is an item, but I know you can select that on character creation with certain things.
I'll
Yeah,
look into it.
you guys would have that. You don't have to buy it. Yeah, there we
Nice.
go.
Yeah. I've had that's its character creation.
Okay, so stuff like best dwarven brandy to keep warm, food, warm clothes.
Oh, although that what Camilla just says you automatically succeed on the saving throws. I'll say what you have by default, you can buy those. That's like nice, nice cold weather clothing. That's got goggles and all sorts of shit. But what you guys have would give you advantage on those basically, not automatically succeed. If you want to buy those, I'm not sure what they cost, but you can upgrade your.
I'm resistant to cold anyway. I'll be fine.
Or you can make them yourself. Maybe then you
Oh,
can
what
make
the
you a
heck?
beanie or something.
They
What the
cost
heck?
10 pieces each.
Yeah, I was looking at it and I say,
It's not a cheap. I don't know if it's cheap.
No, that makes sense for that because
Yeah.
that's actually quite a useful, very useful thing. So yeah, I'd say 10 gold makes sense. You'd be able to easily get that at the market. You'd also be able to make that yourself if you want, if
Yep.
you've got crafting.
Okay, so what do we roll for it? For crafting?
You can make a check with Weaver's tools. It'll take you 2 hours per person that you're trying to make for.
Would it cost any gold? Like to get the basic materials?
I'd say Svenja would have the materials for this. At her mother's got a full
Okay.
tailors.
Oh
Like,
shit!
all that.
I realized that I changed away from guild weaver thing, so I now have calligrapher's tools. My mother is the weaver, so she would be sort of
Okay, maybe you
begging
could get a
to
discount on
help me.
yours.
Hmm?
Maybe you could get a discount on yours because she would be able to, or maybe she'd make you some. We'll actually, uh, we can discuss that after because my power's gonna go any minute now. But can we decide the roles and then you guys can send me in the chat what you want to pay and I can make sure to give everyone the items.
I'll stick with Kemper, I think. That's
I'll stick with the one I did last time, but I think it was just walking ahead. I
I
think.
could do, I could do Forager again, or maybe Navigator. I think Ursula would want to learn how to navigate better, but
last time we did
whatever
that there
works
is
better.
like a main role and then someone could help them out. So if you want, maybe by helping out, you train it to be better.
Yep. So Svenja will be sort of general help with person and also entertainment and morale.
Yeah, there's entertainer role.
Where are the roles, by the way? I don't remember where they are. So I can't
The
choose.
In
same
the
place
camp.
where the quests, you can see expedition rules, and then you can see expedition roles. There is a list. I can screenshot it if you can find it.
Yes, please.
Under journal entries.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Aha.
Yeah. I assume Mikhail will be crafter, but you can ask him.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a hunter again.
no.
Oh, yeah, I'm trainer. I'll stick with trainer.
Is that a problem, Carmilla?
I already put it down on the hunter. I did it 5 minutes ago.
So who's navigating?
Ursula, I think.
Okay, lookout.
Fuck it, I can do that then.
Can we have multiple roles then, or is it one per person?
I think it'd be best one per person.
No, it's not. I'm happy with two per person.
You can get more. You know, split the roles.
I mean, Shepard and I count as two.
I can help with hunting because my dad's a hunter, so I'll help with that if someone is already on lead on that.
Okay, so camper and entertainer would be Svenja's roles.
Yeah, I think the DM is gone, but we can just talk about it in the chat.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Shit.
I also have to get off in a second now because I've got late shifts this week. So
Okay, so I'm just going to type in Discord then, role. Whoops. Roles. Svenja. Camper, entertainer. Oldfield. It was, what did you say, trainer?
trainer and helping with hunting if someone's already maining on that.
Okay, Ursula.
Navigator.
Okay, Tour. Yeoman. And Shepard.
Look up.
Lookout. And can we say lookout and scout?
Yeah.
Miko. Crafter.
I assume he's not here. We can message him
Okay, forager maybe.
to make sure we can actually take 2 rolls each.
Okay.
Not entirely sure.
If I can take a second, I guess I'd take forager.
I'm gonna go off now then. If nothing else.
Okay.
See
Goodbye.
you guys next week. Bye.
Yep.
See you around. Bye.